Hello! So I'm back with another henna video. It has been many moons. Now, as some of you may know, I did a henna video 2 years ago now. That's weird. And truthfully, I have not done my hair with henna since that video. And there's a couple different reasons for that. First and foremost, I'm lazy. Number two, which could also be entangled in number one, it takes a while. Using natural henna especially, you're supposed to leave it out at least 12 hours or something like that before you actually use it so it can cure, and then once you put it on, it's like 2 to 4 hours that you leave it on your head. Now, I've heard from a few comments on my other video that you don't necessarily have to put it out overnight if you boil it or something. I'm not sure, but every time I have used natural body quality art henna, I would have to make it the night before and then do it the next day. Another reason, I haven't had the time. I've been so busy the past couple years, I guess, and I've just kind of settled for box dye. Number four, it's very messy. And number five, I have a hard time getting it to stick to my virgin hair, which is my roots, which is basically why I dye my hair every month, is because I have dirty blonde roots, and with red hair it ends up looking like I'm balding. So besides those cons, obviously henna has a lot of pros. It's healthy for your hair, it lasts a lot longer than box dye does, it's permanent, it bonds with the keratin in your hair, so it's much more permanent than just sitting on top of it, kind of like box dyes do, and a lot of other different reasons. But not the point of this video. That was a lot of talking. So ever since I filmed that video, I have been getting a few comments about Lush's henna, and if I had tried it and if I liked it, and people recommending it. So here we are. So I thought I would try it out and then kind of list some of the differences and the pros and cons and all that jazz. So don't look. I will reveal it after the process. So my hair is quite literally full of secrets right now. So what you'll need for this obviously is the henna, some rubber gloves, a heat-safe bowl, a saucepan, some clips for your hair, and then plastic wrap. So starting off, the Lush henna comes in a brick with 6 different little cubes, I guess you could say. First of all, you're supposed to kind of dissolve that brick with hot water and keep mixing it until it's the consistency of melted chocolate. Now let me tell you, this was probably the most tiring part. That brick is one tough son of a bitch. So it took a while to even cut it into a few different pieces, and then to get it into the consistency of melted chocolate, it takes a while. It takes physically me putting my hands in there and breaking it up with my fingers as much as I could. I highly recommend using gloves for that. I did not, and I had Cheeto fingers.
Or stinky.
Yep.
That's horrible. Oh my god. What have you done? Tough nuggets. Oh my god.
Then once you do that, you're supposed to put it in a heat-safe bowl and put it over a saucepan and simmer it so that it's nice and warm when you're putting it on your hair. And then you kind of just glob it on there.
Help! Help!
I'm having a great time. Now, in the instructions, it says that you're supposed to layer the floor with newspaper. Do it. I did not. Newspaper. I didn't need newspaper when I did my henna. Huh.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision softly creeping left its seeds.
Because it's so hard to dissolve, you will probably have, if you're like me, little tiny clumps of henna. And when you're smushing that into your hair, those things don't stick, so they just plop right on the floor. Cover that floor up. Or do it over a sink, which I realized 70% of the way through putting the henna on my hair. I probably should have done this to begin with. That was dumb. What? So when you're clumping it on your hair, ideally you want to start at your roots and then work your way outwards, starting from the back and working towards the front. I was very flustered and I didn't really follow through with that. I definitely missed a few spots. It doesn't really have much to do with the henna itself, as much as that has to do with my shoddy workmanship, so that can't really be a con, because, you know, that's all me. Once you are feeling sufficiently like Tarzan, I like to wrap my hair in plastic. It doesn't say you have to do this on the instructions, but that's what I do for my normal henna, and it kind of helps. Number one, stop you from leaving little henna tracks everywhere your head goes. And then second, I like to think that it kind of keeps all the moisture and all the color locked in there. And then you wait. This says 2 to 4 hours. I waited for 4 just to keep it safe. And then I washed it all out, which was a challenge. I have a tub/shower mix, so I flipped my head and I washed it all in the tub first to try to get all the clumps out. Otherwise your shower will probably look like the scene from Psycho, except it won't be blood that it looks like. And now time for the reveal. Just give me a second. It's coming. Just. Huh? Where's my brush? So yeah. So as you can tell, the color is, this might not be what the color looks like when it kind of settles. I think the first day after you do henna, it's gonna be this neon orange, but I think it'll settle more down towards this color. So let's talk about pros and cons. So obviously for pros, number one, the color. I know it's been a while since I've done henna, but this does feel like a big difference from the color that body art henna gives me. And I do think that's on purpose on Lush's side, because this is called Rouge, so I think it's definitely supposed to be a bit more vibrant and red. Second pro would be, all in all, it left my hair feeling a lot less gritty than normal henna does. And I don't know if that's because of the ingredients in the Lush's henna or what. It feels very soft and it doesn't feel like hay. And that also might be because I was using lemon juice with my henna, which dries your hair out. So another pro, which is kind of a small detail, but the fact that Lush's packaging kind of lends itself to being waste-free, which is nice. It just comes in a small paper baggie and then it's just the brick. There's no plastic, there's no cardboard. The next pro is the fact that you don't have to leave it out for 12 hours. I thought that was really nice. Another pro, it does seem to have gotten my roots a lot better than normal henna does. Some parts are a little uneven and that's hard to tell if that's actually the henna or just my bad application. So I guess I can't really judge. Now for the cons. Number one, the price. Oh, he protect. So for this, it was $27.95 for that brick. With shipping, I think it was around $35. Now, I understand that going and getting your hair dyed by a professional would run you a whole lot more than that. So in terms of that, yes, it is a lot cheaper. But The body quality kind, a big box of it like I get will run me about $10. For me, I would have to do it every month pretty much, otherwise my roots again will look like I'm balding. Example, this section that I completely missed. It's fine, just covered up. So for me, I don't know that $35 is worth it, but that aspect of it is pretty much up to you depending on how much you want to spend. Number 2, while the application itself was pretty similar, I didn't like the fact that I needed to keep it over a saucepan to keep it warm, because normally I would do it in my bathroom and just do it over the sink and it's much easier. But this time I had to do it over the kitchen sink because I needed to be near the stove, and it just created a little bit more difficulty because I couldn't see in the mirror. I had to drag my handheld mirror into the kitchen, probably why I missed so many spots. And also because I'm just not very good at it, but yes. In the bathroom, I could probably at least see that I missed a whole chunk or something like that, but it just led to me being a little bit more flustered than I normally am, which is surprising because I'm always flustered. I'm not sure if the fact that I had to heat it up was because you don't have to leave it out overnight, so maybe the extra heat kind of helps release some of the dye. I don't know. Another con, it seemed to be a little bit harder to get out with water than the normal kind that I use. Lush's kind seemed a bit sandier. Because of that, it felt a lot harder to get out of my hair initially than just the powder, which is a con for me only because it's hard enough to get the henna out of your hair because it's basically caked on there like mud. So any additional time that you're trying to get that out of your hair is a bit tiresome. So I think that's it for my pros and cons. The next time I do my hair with henna, I think I'm gonna stick with the normal body quality kind. This color is amazing, and I'm not gonna say that's the last time I'm using Lush's henna. I will definitely use this again at some point in the future when I feel like spicing it up and going a little bit more red. It'll definitely be a special occasion type of thing. Just because I'm a cheapskate and I'm used to spending a little bit less per month on my hair products, I usually just get box dye, but I'm gonna try to take a little bit better care of my hair and go for henna as much as I can. Who wants to count how many times I said henna in this video? Just kidding, don't do that. You'll be here for years. But yeah, that was my experience. I don't know. So I hope that answers some of your questions about Lush's henna, and those of you that had asked me if I tried it or if I liked it, here you go. That is it. I love you whether you're new or old to this channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! How I do my hair. Number 1, and upmost and foremost, no. What? First and foremost. Let me clear my throat. But this is what I do with the normal. Wow! Hello! Oh, it is the mailman. On a Sunday. I know he torments you every day. Even Sunday. No day is safe. Little stinger. Beep beep. Beep beep.
Oh, you're so brave.
I'm so brave. 1 like equals 1 prayer.
It smells like ass.
My eyes are watering and I can't wipe them. My eyes are burning.
Wait, a good towel.
Can you pour more water in here?
Sure.
I need to cover the floor.
I've come to talk with you again.
This is a testament of our friendship.
Okay.
You need help.
Okay. Smells so bad.